Today's video is Chapter 8, Lesson 5 and 6. In 8.5, they're going to call it rate of change. In 8.6, they're going to call it slope, but both ideas are the same. All right, let's just say that we're going to talk about some information that involves feet and seconds. So something is traveling some amount of feet in a certain amount of seconds. So when you start off at 0 seconds, you would be at 0 feet. If this item or object is traveling at a constant speed, it's going to go in a straight line. Let's say you started with some money in your checking account and you hadn't bought any supplies yet. But as you buy supplies that cost the same amount, your money starts going down. But then let's say you start at 0 seconds and 0 feet, and you go slowly, slowly, and then really fast all at once. That is not a constant change. This is constantly going down at the same rate, constantly going up at the same rate, but it went slow, slow, fast. On these two, we can actually find a number that tells us how much it's changing each time. But on this guy, there is no rate of change, so we can't find a number for this one. All right, so in this example, we want to know what the rate of change is. We're going to start at one of the dots and go to the next dot. So we're going up 2 boxes and to the right 1 box. So we write that as a fraction, 2 over 1. Then the book wants you to explain, what does that mean? Well, it means that you're changing $2 every hour. The rate of change is $2 per hour. Dollars is right here, and we went up 2 on the y-axis. Hours is on the x-axis. We went 1 on the x. Up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1. So 2 over 1 interpreted means $2 per hour. In this example, this is a constant rate of change. It's going down, which means we're going to have a negative number. We're going down 3 boxes and to the right 1. So my fraction is going to be negative 3 over 1, or I could put the negative on the bottom. It doesn't really matter, but this is my rate of change. Now, if I explain what it means that I'm dropping or losing 3 pounds per month. Every month it's going down 3 pounds. Pounds is on the y-axis, so I'm going down 3 on the pounds, and I'm going 1 on the months, dropping 3 pounds per month. All right, let's look at this rate of change. Notice that I'm counting by 50s on the y-axis. So when I go from 1 dot to the next dot, I'm not just going up 3 boxes. I went up a total of $150 and 1 month. $150, 1 month. So my fraction is 150 over 1, and I'm going to interpret that as $150 per month. All right, here is your first video question. Tell me the fraction that represents this rate of change. All right, you should have typed in negative 4 over 1. You could also say positive 4, negative 1. Your second video question is, tell me what that means. Interpret the rate of change. All right, maybe you typed in something like 4 plants per month died, or you lost 4 plants per month, or you had 4 fewer plants per month. But we're dropping 4 plants every month, dropping 4 more plants every month. In our second lesson, they want to know the rate of change, but the dots, the line could be anywhere. It might be in any of these quadrants, and we're not going to have a word problem where we have labeled on these axes. We're just going to have a line. And we want to know what is the rate of change, but they're going to call it slope this time. So what is the slope? How slopey is it? Well, when we're finding slope, we're going from 1 dot to the other dot, same as before. If you're going to go down, and we're counting by 1s, we're going down 1, 2, 3 boxes, Then we went to the right 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. So this slope is negative 3/4. I could also go up 3 boxes and left 4 boxes. So the negative can be on the top or on the bottom. So let's recap. If you go up, you're going positively. If you go down, you're going negatively. If you go to the right, that's a positive direction. If you go to the left, that is a negative direction. These 4 things right here you need to commit to memory. Going up is positive, down is negative. To the right is positive, to the left is negative. That's why if we look at this, purple is down and right, negative and positive. But the green option is up and left. Up is positive, left is negative. Up is positive, left is negative. But in the end, it's negative 3/4. Doesn't matter how, if you put it on the top or the bottom. You can also, you'll see textbooks putting it dead center. All right, let's look at this line. I can go from this dot to this dot. I can go from this dot to this guy. I could go from this guy back down to that guy. I could even go from this guy all the way down to that guy. It doesn't matter, just take 2 dots. I think I'll go from this dot to this one. So I'm going to travel up. Up is a positive number, so I'm going up 3 boxes. And then I'm traveling to the right. How many boxes? 7. So positive 3, positive 7. If I had decided to go down, that would have been negative 3. 3 in the down direction is negative. Now I have to travel left. Traveling left is negative 7 boxes. But I can't leave it like this because 2 negatives make a positive. So if I got this blue, I would change it back to positive 3/7 anyway. It doesn't matter if I go up and right, down and left, up and right, down and left. In the end, I get positive 3/7. Let's say I had decided to go from this green dot up to this other green dot. I'm going to go up how many? 6. Travel to the right, how many? 14. 6/14, guess what? Simplifies, and I'm still left with 3/7. So if you pick 2 dots that are far away, you end up having to simplify. Positive 3/7. This has a positive 3/7 slope. Your last video question is to tell me the slope of this line. Write it as a fraction. The answer is negative 1/2. I'm going down and right, or up and left. In the end, the negative can be on the top or the bottom, but it's a negative slope of 1/2.